Welcome to Fair Trade Month Chats with the Fair Trade Federation, where we discuss and explore the global movement of trade that values the health of the planet and the labor, dignity, and equality of all people. Today's session features FTF member Twin Engine Coffee.
Okay, excellent. Well, welcome. I'm very excited for this conversation. First off, my name is Chris Solt. I am the Executive Director of the Fair Trade Federation. If you don't know, the Fair Trade Federation is a trade association of fully committed fair trade enterprises in the US and Canada. I invite you to go and learn about our members' incredible, unique work within the fair trade movement at fairtradefederation.org. Lots of stuff to learn there and lots of resources for anyone that is interested. First off, I'm really excited to talk to our guest, Andrea Woolverton from Twin Engine Coffee. Hello, welcome.
Hi.
I just want to dive right into the first question because I'm really eager to have this conversation. So tell us about Twin Engine Coffee and what do you do there?
Okay, great. So yeah, I'm Andrea Woolverton. I'm the co-founder of Twin Engine Coffee. Really happy to be here talking to you. My husband and I co-founded Twin Engine Coffee around 2013. And I think the fastest way, so we are an at the source origin roaster, which people may be wondering, what are all those words? It means that we buy coffee from farmers and we roast it here at the source. And that is virtually no one else in the specialty coffee scene is doing that. And Twin Engine Coffee started from I like to say a chocolate bar in Ghana, but it's a lot of things that came together. I'm an agricultural economist. My husband, Colin, is also an economist. What was a hobby in premium cigars, which turned a bit professional, kind of led us to Central America. And then my work with producers, food systems. But at the end of the day, I was having a Hershey bar in Ghana. I was doing a supermarket project after many years of working, and I thought, what in the world is going on? I'm eating a melted, reformed, if you've ever been in many of these countries, very expensive bar where some of the best cacao in the world is coming from. And so that indirectly led us to this concept of making the highest quality coffee where it grows and available.
Oh, that's really fascinating. What does fair trade mean to you at Twin Engine Coffee?
Well, it's an interesting question, actually, because I don't know how everyone else goes about, but it's very different than this idea that I looked up some development goals. I say I'm an agricultural economist. I don't know what that means to various people, but I grew up on a farm. We rented property. My dad's a farmer, rural community. And from a very early age, what the concept of fair trade means to me as Andrea, founder, that you as the consumer know what you're getting, you know what impact it's having, you know where it came from, and you as the maker, producer, seller know what you're selling, and that both people are really happy about what this is. And in our case, this started as a bag of specialty coffee. And so what's funny about coffee is that it does not grow where people drink it. And so there was a great quote from a book about spices, is that the farther away you get from the source, the bigger the tails grow. And that's exactly what we found in coffee, is that not only was the US is the largest coffee drinker in the world, drinking about 16% of the world's production, a whole lot of it coming from Central America. And they didn't really know what was in their bag. There's some words on a package, usually a happy photo of a farmer looking really happy. And so they're like, great. And then for us, what we realized is that the impact of what was actually happening well, first of all, the quality in the bag was mixed and you didn't really know what you're getting as the coffee lover. But then the impact on the other end, people didn't really know. They didn't really know what was happening. And so to us, that does not seem to be fair at all. So the concept is that we keep as much value as we can where the coffee grows, which is about 80% of the coffee dollar. And so that is then we put 100% specialty grade coffee in the bag. And so the coffee lover gets high quality for their body and they know the impact what's happening. So to us, that is what is ultimately fair trade when we're talking about coffee or a food product.
That's fascinating. And it's a great example of, the commitment that Fair Trade Federation members make to our code of practice and the fair trade principles, but each one is unique in its application. If I were to ask you what is the most unique thing about Twin Engine Coffee, I bet you'd have to say, it's that you are roasting it and doing most of the product production all in country. And you're in Nicaragua.
Nicaragua, yeah. Right here in Ponaloya. I would probably have to nuance that with one of the most unique things is that our model is not a charity model. It is saying, look, you, the coffee lover, you're drinking this, well, now 2.5 cups a day in the US, you deserve to have a high quality coffee in your body. And so we focused first on quality, not on this concept of charity. And then by then doing it in country gives not only that quality to you in the US or Canada, wherever you are, but also here in Nicaragua, because most people don't realize that the average person's drinking an instant coffee.
Yeah.
It's the same in Kenya, it's the same. So
yeah, in Guatemala too. Yeah.
Moving it to the source adds a great impact, but you can also roast low quality at the source. And so for us, we could say in fair trade, we could say in global trade, we could say in whatever trade, the source countries for many, many years have not been known as like, that's where I want to go for high quality, except for Italy. That's a whole nother thing. But so we want to change that, like this concept that, no, I want to go to where it grows, like kind of like where the wine is bottled. I want to go there. And that would be a whole different mental change. So along with that, at the source, we also have to maintain the quality or we're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And I applaud you for that. It reminds me of another a World Fair Trade Organization member in South Africa called Turkle Trading, and they're very aligned in that thinking, right? Kind of unique in that we want to keep as much value in the origin country as possible, right? They could sell their hot sauces in bulk, to exporters, right? But then the amount of value is really transferred out of the origin country. So that's kind of an additional layer, which I think is really fascinating. The next question I want to ask is, so of all the things you're doing right now with Twin Engine, what's the most exciting thing? Obviously, it's been a really challenging year, right? But I'm wondering if anything is currently really exciting for you.
Well, my more like boring economist line was like survival is exciting, but we're not just. I don't even want to go down that route. We are thriving, and sometimes it looks at different levels because I have really high expectations and what you get with founders. But we're gaining momentum. And it's exciting because it means that people, A, are starting to taste the difference, and B, they're starting to accept this concept and see the difference and become more educated. But as far as products, so we're able to innovate at the source, and that's exciting. We're at the end of the year, well, we're almost there, but not quite. I will not jump to December, I refuse. We will make our number 5 available. It's called the 5, and it's celebrating the last 5 years, which have been lots of
Congratulations,
things.
yeah.
And my daughter is also turning 6, so there's a lot going on. But it's a delicious yellow Katwai rare coffee that'll be the celebration coffee in handmade boxes here in Nicaragua. And alongside that, we're launching. We did some totes, but origin creations, and people will inevitably be like, "Why in the world is a coffee company making towels and leather products?" And it's because we're here, and in Nicaragua, while there's beautiful products, most people don't have access to a market, and so we're trying to maintain the authenticity but allow accessibility, and so those will be the origin creations, and we've got a lot of fun things in line for that. But the real exciting part for me is that customers will be able to enjoy the products, but on our end, what we see for 2021 is that we want the team at Twin Engine, we want everyone to be able to solidify their home. A lot of people join the team without a stable home, without like a driver's license. I mean, things that would be considered basic, and we want to facilitate. We're going to work with a local, or well, not local, a national organization to try to help people be able to build their houses. And so we want to use, especially those products, to be able to do that. So it's very exciting, because it will be very exciting for the long term for the Twin Engine team, for as individuals to be able to stabilize their life, because they really love coming to work, and a lot of things like not having your home sorted.
Yeah.
That.
That's really interesting. And I didn't really consider that, but that's not a small thing. As you mentioned this, keeping the value of the product within your company, right? In Nicaragua, you can actually kind of have a lot of fun with it and actually retain control over the end product. Whereas if you were just exporting green beans, I mean, who's to say, like, it would depend on the agreement that you would have, right? So, well, that's really, really fun to hear. I can't wait to see that. So just kind of last question here to wrap up our thoughts on, what do you want to see as the future of fair trade for Twin Engine? And by extension, what would you like to see the future of fair trade for the coffee world?
Well, I've thought a lot about this. You might imagine. And so for me, there's a great irony for food products in fair trade. They were the earliest. Coffee, cacao. I mean, we have recipes in the US from the 50s with coconuts in it. But it is, in my humble opinion, also, I would say, not come as far. So if we look at fashion, they're saying, hey, like, fashion used to not be known for being able to do a high quality, high fashion in a place like India or Ghana, for example. But they're saying, yes, we can do it, and we will. Whereas coffee and cacao is still back there in my opinion, a 40-year-old model, because there wasn't stability, there weren't people there. I mean, there's a lot of things why, but now we can do this. And so my dream is that places where the foods grow will be able to also produce the highest quality, and that customers will look for it. And this all really comes home, I don't talk a lot about farmers, I guess, because we're like near and dear, like the part of me. I am a farmer. But farmers of Colombia, I mean, countries that you think, oh, they must have already have this sorted, and they don't. And I was part of an international development bank show, and they said, "Are you really doing this in Nicaragua? You mean we could really do this?" And I'm like kind of teary-eyed, and I just didn't think about me being able, or us, Twin Engine Coffee, being able to inspire that, and we can. And so I will leave you with a number that I've calculated. One of our lovely Fair Trade Federation retail customers said, "Andrea, you've got to come up with like something that's tangible, numbered." So here it is. So in the United States, in 1 month, we drink, or you drink, I'm sitting in Nicaragua, I probably drink more than this, but 120, 120 million cups of coffee a month, 1 month. So it's 4 million a day. I did average 30 days, 120 million cups of coffee. If 1 cup a month were Twin Engine or an origin roasted coffee, so that's where we are today. Like we have our current level, but if we changed it to be Twin Engine or an origin roasted coffee, we could create 10,000 new jobs in Nicaragua, plus support about 6,300 certified organic farms here. There's only like 12 to 20 certified organic farms right now. And those numbers are incredible because coffee has this amazing power that's just like sitting in a box that could be exploded. And so my dream is that this will be a new segment, or specialty origin roasters. It will be acceptable, looked for, and that countries will have their examples. And I really look forward to seeing that before I leave the world.
Wow. Andrea, boy, that's really inspiring and really unique. I just am so delighted to talk with you today and to hear about Twin Engine Coffee and a unique approach. I also share that vision. Wouldn't it be great, right? If that were to become the norm, I think it would be such a better world in so many ways, and lots of, I think, unintended benefits that maybe we wouldn't even think about, right? So I just appreciate you taking the time to talk with us today, and congratulations on the 5 years, and we'll look for those celebratory product offerings as well. Thank you again, and tune in for the next episode. Take care.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you all for joining us, and stay tuned for more Fair Trade chats throughout the month of October.